Hello! Welcome to Adobe Live Holidays. My name is Ellie, and I'm here with Anika Aggarwal today. Hi, Anika.
Hey Ellie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We've been having so much fun over here on Adobe Live, getting ready for the holidays, and we're going to be doing a little bit more of that today. First, before we jump in, Anika, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what we're going to be working on today?
Awesome. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I see all the folks in the chat. Welcome.
Yes,
Hi.
welcome.
How are you guys doing? My name is Anika, and I am a freelance graphic designer and illustrator. I'm based out of New Delhi, India, and it's super late here. So tell
Oh
me
my
what time
goodness.
it is and where you're tuning in from. But thank you so much for joining Adobe Live Holiday Special. I hope you guys
Yes.
are well.
Yes, thank you for being here. If we have anyone else from India, let us know. What
Yeah.
time is it for you?
It's 1:30. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That is
Yeah.
crazy. We have Arabella here, Elizabeth, Voodoo Val. Hello, everyone. Andre,
Wow.
thank you
Same.
for joining us. Yes, say hello in the chat. Let us know about your holiday traditions, how you're celebrating the holidays, and where you guys are watching from. Cool. Do you want to go ahead and pull up our brief and we can see what we need to work on today?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
So I think it's time to cook up something delicious. And so in my culture, we don't really celebrate Christmas as in like with decorations and stuff. But I do love to put the lights on and like make all the good stuff like hot cocoa and the cookies.
Yes.
But I would love to know what all recipes you guys make at home and if you have any traditions that you like to do. And this is a brief for today. So we will be creating a recipe card in Adobe Illustrator. And I will be sharing some templates with you, which I have uploaded already for you guys at bit.ly/Adobe Live Holidays. You can go ahead and download it. Go to the link right now. So if we go to the link right now, this is what you see. And this is basically all of the holiday specials that we saw today. All through this week, we have Alice, Andrew, of course, and that's my folder. So if you browse through into it, you see there are 4 files right over here. This is the PDF that's opened up. I have pinned some links for you. We have some special gifts as well. The special gift is actually an asset library. So I went ahead, did my homework.
Yes.
I made some assets for you guys. So there's like a whole CC library with like 44 elements. What?
That is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. It took a while. Let me just say it took a while. There's some color swatches, some graphics. All of these are vector illustrations, of course, and you can tweak them any way you want. But let's go ahead and show you what else is there. So if you click here, once you download this file, what I want to do is walk you through what is there in the folder right now. And then we're going to jump into Illustrator to tell you what's how to make it. All right. This is the file. We have the assets here. Right over here, that's the link we just put on, and this is like Adobe fonts. We have, so if you ever go to Adobe fonts, you see that there's a lot of categories, and there's this new category which is like a holiday category, and it's right over here. Yeah, and if you guys want to make your own recipe cards using my template, you can actually go over here and choose all of these fonts. You can see there's this very fun star ornament font. And it's pretty neat. I wanted to use these as like, didn't want to make my own stars. Go ahead and use a typeface.
Yes.
So yeah, this is all about the fonts. And then if I go back, we have the recipe cards. I have 3 templates for you guys to use. We have an A4 size recipe card because I want this to be accessible to everybody who's watching us today and on replays. If you guys are watching this and you have a printer at home, you can print this on an A4 size sheet. And I also have templates for A5. So if you're watching this and you see A4 recipe card, that's the one for the A4. It's a PDF and it's completely editable. Once we go into Acrobat, I'll show you how to edit it as well. We have a baking recipe card, which is right over here. This, as you can see, is an A5 size, and there are trim lines, there is trim marks you can cut through, right? And perk up your recipe card library, I guess.
Yes.
We also have the Christmas cocktails and all of the good stuff. So let me know what you guys think of the palette and the colors and whatever. While meanwhile, I go to Illustrator.
Yes, I think everyone is loving this. Elizabeth says we're baking 12 days of Christmas cookies, so this is perfect. And then
Awesome.
everyone is talking about cookies. Wade says cookies. Yes.
Ooh.
Alana says, hi, Anika. Christelle says, I love your color palette, Anika. Randall says, Anika always goes above and beyond.
Oh, Randall's the best. Randall's also the Illustrator Discord mentor. Love to hear it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so this is my file right now. I have some of these assets from my library. If you go ahead, also one more thing, now that we are here. So if you go ahead, since I am already logged in, I'm going to open this link in an incognito window so that I can show you how it looks at your end. Yes. And it's taking a minute. Give me a second. So this is how it will look on your end if you open the asset library. You can choose to create a copy or add it to your libraries. I would recommend adding it to your libraries so that once you go into any of the Adobe applications, all of the applications support the CC libraries. You can go in and actually browse through all of the tools and all of these swatches, the colors, the graphics, or everything we have.
So what I've,
right? I love using libraries.
Yeah.
So we have the color swatches, and to note something here, I'm in the CMYK mode because I'm using this for print. So I have made sure that all of the colors fall in the color gamut for CMYK, and you can print it at home. I did a bunch of test prints as well that I'm going to show you later, so stick around. And then these are the typefaces. So let's start ahead with like making maybe this hot cocoa, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Let's do it. I'm just going to use... also, one more thing, all my keyboard shortcuts are right over here. Whatever I'm pressing on the keyboard, let's say I press M, that's right over here. I press O, I press right L, everything is right over here. And you can obviously see my cursor move around the screen. So if you want anything else, let me know. I'll try to use it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So I have the swatches right over here, and I've made everything like a global color, which I'm going to use. I'm going to put that on the side, but I already have the library open. If you don't have it open, you can go to Window and click on Libraries right over here. If you see a tick mark on to the left of the side of the tool that you want to open, it's actually already open. You just need to find it. It's on your second screen. Stop watching whatever you're watching, but not Adobe Live. We have this mug, and it's basically all simple shapes. If you see this closely, it is basically circles. We have also an ellipse. Does someone know how a candy cane is made? If you do, let me know.
Yeah.
It's probably took me a while to find out how to make it properly. But yeah, I'm just using like shapes. This is a fill and this is just a stroke. So let's do it. Where's my properties?
Alana says, will this tutorial also make me a master chef? I love these designs.
Well, that's for the chat to tell you.
Yes,
I mean, I'm bad at recipes. That's going to be my takeaway from this stream.
Practice makes perfect, though. The more you cook, the better you get.
For sure. Yeah. So I'm just making this mug, and I'm just using the colors from my library. I'm switching over to have no stroke for this, and I'm just replicating it just to make like a froth on top. It doesn't need to be perfect and like an exact copy of what I already have. And I'm just doing this because you may not like to use, this may not be your style, right?
Sure.
You may want to make your own things, and maybe it's not hot cocoa. Maybe it's like a cocktail that you want to draw.
Yeah.
And so I want this stream to be enabling for all skill levels. I want this to be for beginners and experts as well. And let's just scale this down now. And I'm going to throw it to the back. We have this guy. That's a small shot. Let me undo that. But Ellie, do you have any tremendously hilarious jokes that you want to tell us?
I should have thought of some holiday jokes before coming on here. That would have been perfect. But I do have Voodoo Val is sharing how to make actual candy canes. And she says you actually make a long string of swirled hot sugar and then cut and bend it before it cools.
That is awesome.
I know. I love that. Yeah. We need a recipe for candy canes now, and we can put it on our recipe card.
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, you know what would be a better idea? While using my assets and making the recipe and sending us a photograph.
Yes,
That would be
exactly.
awesome. Val, can you do
Exactly.
it? Can you do it, Val?
Can you please?
Okay. So I have this candy cane. I just want to go back because I did this really fast. I want to go back and show you guys how I did it. So I
Okay.
just created a circle with like a stroke. It has an 11-point stroke, and I don't care about the stroke size right now. I press A, which is direct selection, click this guy and delete. And then I use my pen tool, which is P, and click on this anchor point and just drag it out. And ta-da, we
There
have
we
our
go.
candy cane. And now I can increase the stroke size as per my liking. It's like salt and pepper as per your taste.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna keep it on the side here, and this is like the most difficult part. A lot of people find making this as like an issue because it doesn't work very well. What I'm gonna do is make a blend. So let's just take a simple shape again. Let's make a solid color here, and maybe I'll go with a lighter tone this time. Maybe this one, I guess. Let's do this one. Yeah, and then actually, yeah. And then I'm going to use the direct selection to just drag these out a little. So it's kind of like I'm shearing it. There are multiple ways to do it.
Yeah.
I prefer to do it the easy way with the direct selection, but you can obviously go to wait, where's shear? There you go. That's the shear tool.
Yeah.
But just because I want this to be again accessible, let's just make it easy. So we have these two shapes, and you're wondering how I'm going to create this thing out of here. Well, the answer to that is brushes. So if you look closely, I have a brush right here. These are practice brushes, you guys. So I'm embarrassed myself here. But we have these brushes. I'm going to use the blend tool. So I'm going to go to object, blend, and make. And wow, we did not want that. What do you do now? We go to object, blend, and blend options. So I'm going to go here, specified steps, decrease it because that's too many steps. We don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this looks better, right? Let's see. So now I want to make a brush, and the way to do that, you can either expand it, but I want this to be editable because right now I don't know if I like this and if this
Yeah.
will work for my shape. So I'm going to just click and drag, hold and drag this and make an art brush out of it. I click OK, and we see this art brush options right over here. I'm going to call it Candy Cane Alive. And I'm going to leave everything as default. I'm not going to mess with anything right now. I click on OK, and I see this beautiful little candy cane live brush. And I have this shape right here. Let me throw this on the side. It's not going away. We have this guy, and the reason to do it because I want this like I could have done a replace plane option, which is basically using the blend tool.
Mm-hmm.
That would let me actually go ahead and do it. So to show you how it works. So this is the blend tool and this is the shape. Let's just select both and replace the stroke with the blend that we made. So I'm going to go to object, blend, and replace. Oh, it's spine. I always get it wrong. It's spine, not spleen.
Just a different body part.
Right? So this is what happens if I do that, but that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was to follow the lines of the curve of follow the path of the stroke.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna replicate this by pressing Command C and Command F, and I'm gonna select the one on the top. If I move it on the side, it's a copy, and then I will select this. And we have this shape, which is essentially a brush that we use in the form of a shape. I can use this brush for other things as well. So if I press B on the keyboard, we have this brush right here. You can make borders with this, do all kinds of fun stuff. I'm going to delete that, but we have this shape. Now, this doesn't look like candy cane, does it? So I'm going to press Command X, delete this guy. And now I'm going to go ahead and click Object, Expand. I'm going to create a clipping mask of this portion just so that I can clip the candy cane that we just created right over here. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do.
Beautiful.
And then this is our candy cane, you guys. You like it? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Yeah. This is fun. So this is how you can create a candy cane. And I feel like the snowflake is also like very fun. Yes. This is a very basic and simple snowflake, and I just thought that I would show you how. So again, you take the pen tool, and I have the stroke. I'm going to increase the stroke size again and try to do it. Let's just take another shape, which is basically a square. I'm going to delete this side right over here and try to rotate this guy. So I just do that and rotate it 135 degrees because that's how I deleted it. But yeah, you can take this guy and you can make these basic shapes again. Maybe I want this, like, let me zoom in a little. Oh, where are you? Did it hang? Oh, we're back. And we had this guy, and this looks all right, I guess. And now I'm just going to copy this and paste it. So option, click and drag. And then I'm going to rotate this guy, bring it 90 degrees, bring it here. There you go. But we want this to repeat thrice. And I'm just going to go ahead, object, expand everything just so that it doesn't mess anything up. And right now I don't care about making copies because, as you can see, I already have these assets and I'm just trying to explain stuff. Yes. But if you're doing it on your own, you should probably save copies. Everything outside the artboard.
Yes, yes.
Do you do that often? Do you also have stuff like outside the artboard?
Yep. Because what if you want to edit it later and then you've already expanded it? You have to save it. Yeah. You learned that the hard way.
Absolutely. Pro tip right here.
Yeah.
So I'm in the object effect, distort and transform, the transform panel right over here. I click here and I want to make copies of it and want it like a radial repeat. I can either use the repeat tool, but I prefer to do it this way. Let's just try to make an angle. And this is just by hidden trial. Let's see what like 30 degrees does. And then I'm going to hit preview. And this is a lot of copies and I don't want that. This is because I did not group anything. So let's just go ahead and group that. Go back and go to transform. Let's go ahead and do something really quick. Let's go back here. Let's see what this does. There you go.
Beautiful.
So, right. So obviously Adobe apps do the maths for you. And that's why I just did 360 by 6. Did I do 6? I don't know. My maths, I'm poor. Anyway, so we did like 60 degrees and made like 3 copies. So simple math, it creates 1 and like 3 copies of the thing.
Yeah.
1 that is itself and then 2 more. And then I click OK and it just saves memory. It's just 1 and essentially copies until you actually expand it. So that's your snowflake. And now you can go ahead and change the color. You can put it on the thing.
Yes.
Let's make it smaller and put it right here.
It's so cute. Ludibal says, this is going to look so cute. And you're making these so fast and easy. Very useful tips for creating any kind of icons, not just tasty ones. And then Wade asked if you've saved this. So.
Oh, Wade, it's a cloud document. Yeah, I have a really bad repetition of asking everybody to save. Yeah, it's a thing. I'm a compulsive saver. I've lost too many files to like not save anymore. But yeah, we just created this funky looking hot cocoa mug, I guess.
Beautiful.
And if you now observe carefully, it's just like painting and stuff. All of these are basically shapes. So now let's dive into actually creating the recipe card. So now that you have some assets on your hands, you can make a library full of assets, and which is what we've done here, right? You know now how to make a shape, you know how to make a brush, you know how to make a candy cane brush. And similar to that, I actually made a lights brush as well. If you option click and drag it inside your vector file, it actually is editable. So I can just zoom in and change anything I want.
Nice.
And so this is my brush right over here. Let me put all of these to the side now because I want to use these. So what recipe do we make today? Do we make gingerbread cookies?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody was talking about cookies. I'm like, let's make gingerbread cookies.
Yeah. There's been a lot of cookie types floating around. Yeah. Gareth said cranberry and white chocolate cookies, which sounds really good too. But gingerbread's always fun because you can decorate them.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very fun little family exercise as well.
Yes. Yeah. All ages.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So basically, if you look closely, all of my files that I've shared are also set up the same way. So this assets layer would not be there in the files that I've shared, but there's a background, there's graphics, there's patterns, type, blank lines, illustrations, and trim lines. I'm going to log this because you don't mess with the trim lines, but it's unlogged. It's empty right now, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So I just made this rectangular shape, which has a bleed. I have a 1/8 of an inch bleed, which is 0.125 inches. Again, maths, No, not my cup of tea, not my
Me
cup
neither.
of hot cocoa. But you go over here, we have a background. I'm gonna lock this guy up because we don't need to mess it up. It's just an easier way to work. And I guess let's just put some blank lines in here. I have some typefaces as well. I really like this one, but let's just go ahead and bring these in. Let's bring these here. There's gonna be ingredients. There's gonna be directions, and there's gonna be notes. Also, let me zoom in a little. I feel like it might not be visible. Cook time. Cook time is a thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How long you have to bake it?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it bake time. Yeah, that's a great observation. Let's bake time. And then cook temperature, maybe perhaps. We don't want to burn our cookies.
No, definitely not.
And then what else? Servings. How many servings it makes? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we're talking. How many servings? Let's put it on the side. We have notes, ingredients. All right. Am I missing something? I guess.
I think that's it. Ingredients, directions.
Yeah.
Servings.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to make the trim lines, and I'm going to show you how an A5 size can be made. And it's basically an A4 by 2. So I made a shape, which is an A4 size, and I can see it right here, 8. Oh, is it not an A4 size? I didn't mess it up. Did I mess it up? Val, why didn't you tell me? Okay. So this is my A4 size, and I'm just going to go over here. You can see that it is not constrained. So if I change the height and divide it by 2, it's only going to change the height and not the width. So I'm going to press V on the keyboard and bring it up. And now you're wondering, how is this a trim line? What are you talking about, Anika? You don't know. But you convert it to a stroke, and trim lines are usually cyan. I'm going to go back to my swatches if I can find them. Where are my swatches? Where are you swatches? Where are you hiding? These are my swatches, and this is basically cyan. Cyan is basically used for trim lines, and that's what I did here. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this guy and make a copy of it, just so that we know that we have 2 copies. We don't want to waste a page. So we group these so we can make copies of this. And then we have the holiday bakes. Let's see what's wrong here. Oh, the text is underneath. That is why it looks weird. Now much better. All right. So we have the trim lines now in place. I think I'm going to change the stroke size of these because this looks like very thick. Let's make it to 0.75 or 0.5. I would not go less than that because it's really hard to see otherwise. Let's hide the trim lines now, and let's go to illustrations. So since this is gingerbread cookies, right? Maybe we need some ginger. Oh, wow. Did not mean to do that. Gingerbread cookies. Now you guys will see that I can't type. Cookies.
You know, talking and typing at the same time is hard.
It's hard.
We'll give you a break.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I haven't made any errors in my speech today. It's a thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. We have gingerbread cookies here, and then we have all of these fun graphics. Again, you can make a gingerbread cookie real quick. Let me show you a 2-second tutorial. Make a circle.
Oh, yes.
We make a thing, and then we use another shape right over here. We have this guy. Use the direct selection. Make the hands. That's the hands. You align everything. Where is my properties? Where are you properties? Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, what did I do wrong? Okay, anyway, you get the idea. You get the idea. Paul training. And then we have our legs right here, and then that's how you make the gingerbread. And before you know it, we have a gingerbread shape.
It's beautiful.
Obviously, this is right. This is super simple, and like anybody can make it. If I can select it, I can show you. Yeah. Obviously, to make it more fun and like nice, I guess, like more pleasing to the eye, we can shift it to angles, delete this guy, make a copy. And where are you? Oh, there you are. And rotate it, and now it's much better. So that's how you make a gingerbread. Let's get a gingerbread now. Let's get it in the thing. Where are you? All right. So I'm going to copy paste this right over here.
I love his little decorations.
Right? Yeah, these are also all made with simple shapes. Right now, I'm just rotating it, but ideally, I would transform it, going to effect, distort and transform, just like I did earlier. But just for the sake of time, I'm doing this, and then I'm going to rotate it. right over here, make a copy, and maybe this is gingerbread. All right. And speaking of, we also have some fun patterns in here. So I want to show you like a baking pattern I made, which is right here. Let me pull it up. Very convenient. It is already set up for you.
So cute.
I made these fun little mittens right over here, which is basically again a rectangle which has been sheared with like the direct selection. And again, this is also a rectangle, but then I use like the shape builder tool for this. We have these two rectangles, and then we have a tiny little rectangle, and then at an angle, rectangle at an angle, and then we're just rotating these to like get this shape. But yeah, that's the thing. And then I used, let's say I have these two guys, and I want to make a pattern out of it. So I go to object, I go to repeat, and I make a grid. So you can either use the pattern tool, but I really love the repeat grids now in Illustrator, and I use them all the time. You can use this, you can tweak all of the properties that we have, which I can show you in a second. We have all of these properties. You can change the grid type, you can change the flip row or column button. It'll do all kinds of fun stuff. So mess around with it and make these illustrations your own. I would love to see any, I would love to see any of the illustrations that everybody makes. Like if you can tag us with Adobe Live Holidays and my username, that would be awesome.
Yes, hashtag Adobe Live Holidays if you make any of these illustrations. And then Anika, share your Instagram handle with us.
It's ANIKAAGG. It's just that.
Perfect. I'm sure that Vidubal will drop that into the chat for us as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Val.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
I don't see the comment anymore. I think it's like way up, but somebody earlier said they were making gingerbread cats later today.
Ooh, that is fun.
Gingerbread cat cookies, which is so cute. I love that.
That is so fun. Was that mercurial? Gosh. I bet that was mercurial.
Yes, I think it was. I know I have to like scroll back to see it, but I think it was.
Yeah.
So cute. Yeah. I would love to see those.
That makes sense. That checks out. Okay, so let me put this into the patterns, and now we see that we have our own layer for it. Let me bring this to the side. Let me bring these to the side as well. Let's do this really quick now. We have these guys. Okay, so the way that I want to do it is basically have like the front as the ingredients and the back as the directions. If you guys have gone into my folder yet, let me go back. Can I go back? Wait, hold on. Did I lose a file? Oh, it's right here. So this is what I'm trying to make right now. And over here, I just made a gifts thing. But since we have our gingerbread cookies, which we're making, we have ingredients on the front page. This is basically a copy, and these are 2 copies in 1 page. And the back of this is basically directions and notes. And so that's what we're trying to achieve here. So let me go back here. And so on this page, we will only have ingredients and maybe serves and bake time, prep time, and cook temperature. And on the next page, we have directions. So that way it's like easier, because I figured that directions are like much more.
It's too much to write out on one page with the ingredients. Yeah, for sure.
Right. And then if you feel like it's not enough, maybe you guys can make like a 3rd page with just the directions and notes on both sides. Yes. So like it can be multiple and stack on each other.
Absolutely.
Yes, that could be usable.
Hayden says, next time, could you send out gingerbread cookies we can eat while you make Illustrator gingerbread cookies? Next time.
For sure, Hayden. Yeah. 2022 plans.
Yes. Sandrine says hello, and Elizabeth says, this is so cool. I'm learning so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining.
Yes,
I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody being here, giving us your time.
Yes.
But if you have any questions, let us know. We can answer them.
Yes, any questions? Right. And if you are looking for this file so that you can design along with Anika, you can go to bit.ly/Adobe Live Holidays, and that's where the assets will be. And you can download them, you can add them to your library, and you can make your own versions of these. And then make sure to tag Anika and tag hashtag Adobe Live Holidays when you post, if you post it on your Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to show you guys how to make blank lines now. It's basically just a dotted line, right?
Yes.
So you can, you have this stroke, which is a 1-point stroke. I'm just going to go click here, and we can change the weight. Again, I would not go less than 0.5 for this, because it's really hard to see on print.
Yes.
And I see this very neat little handy dandy dash line here. I click on that and ta-da, we have a dash line. These
Wow.
lines, right? This is so fun. I feel
It's
like
so fun.
Illustrator, yeah, Illustrator does all the work for you.
Yes.
And it's amazing. It's just, blows my mind every single day. So let me decrease the dash size of it to like 3 points, for instance. Oh, oops. And this is sort of much better than that. And yeah, I feel like this should work. You can choose to not put these blank lines as per your convenience as well. But I like my recipe cards to be straight and neat. So
Yes.
I feel like I need these to satisfy my OCD. But like that's just me. I don't know. So I just pressed Command D a bunch of times to like make copies of these, and then these are obviously auto aligned because Illustrator is the best. And we have these tools. Let me group this, make it smaller, not make it bigger. Hold on. What's happening? Where's my Illustrator? Logged out of it. Let me go to view. Okay, trim view is not turned on. Cool. Yeah. So if you have this guy, maybe I want to align this to ingredients. Let me do that. Where's my properties? Do you guys ever feel like you have like too many flyaway menus everywhere on your
Yes.
screen?
I do
It's
that
a
with
thing.
tabs too, just like tabs in my window when I'm working on other
Yeah.
things. And yeah, I always am like clicking around to try to see which tab is which.
Yeah.
So bad.
I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah, it's all of us. Hayden says, this makes me want to wear mittens, even though it's 80 degrees here.
Well, Hayden, nice.
Yes.
But if Hayden's making the gingerbread cookies, can you send me some then?
Yes. Send some to Anika.
Yeah, I would love those. All right. So I just replicated this so that I can make some here. And then let me do this real quick. I'm just trying to align this. This looks pretty neat. And then I'm gonna replicate this as well over here. I'm just pressing Command D and holding Option. I can also hold Shift to constrain it, but I forgot to do that. So we'll fix it. And yeah, so now these are auto aligned. I just press the horizontal line left, and now I'm gonna go over here and distribute the spacing equally vertically. So I do that. Oh man, I can again go back here and change the spacing that I have. So let's do that. And that's a lot. So we can decrease it right over here. Let's change that again. Does it do anything? Oh, it doesn't do anything.
I think you have to click it again.
Oh yeah, you have to. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
to do that. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it. Oh, what's happening?
I think click the serves at the top again. Select
Oh,
that
I forgot to.
Yeah.
I forgot to select that. Oh, my bad. Okay, that is so weird. That has literally never happened. What?
click the serves at the top again to make that.
You want me to make it like a key object?
Yeah, I think then it will go.
Oh,
it should. No?
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
It's a key object. Yeah. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, I think it when you were selecting all of it, it just didn't make that the key object.
Yeah.
So
okay. So pro tip, you guys, always make a key object when you're distributing your things. All right. Yeah. So I guess this is aligned, and all of these seem to be aligned as well. This looks sort of like it's aligned to this. Yeah, awesome. So we have our template right over here for the front side of the page, and this is an A4 recipe. Let me try to align this to the center. I have my smart guides turned on, and that's pretty helpful for me. I go to view and see if it's turned on. If you have again a check mark on the left, it's turned on. And I'll just create a copy of this down below, but let me quickly go ahead and make like a directions and notes right over here. And since we already have the blank lines here, I'm just going to press Option Shift and drag it out. Shift Option drag it out, and we have our directions.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's really fun for me to do this because it's super easy. But I hope you guys feel the same because yeah, I want this to help you guys. I mean, these can make good gifts as well. If you want to gift like stuff to people, your friends and your family, you can make like send in your secret special recipes and type them inside Illustrator and then send it to them.
Yeah, the gift of food. That's always a good gift.
Always.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. And I just replicated that to make the notes. And that's what we have. Do you think we should put some sparkles on here as well?
Of course.
Of course. How is that a
Absolutely.
question?
Of course we need sparkles. It's holiday.
You're right. You're right. My bad. Okay, let's put some sparkles in here. All right. Let's put them here, I guess. Maybe put them on the right side. Let's put them here.
Yes. Fergie says this is such a fun design. And then Hayden says he'll send some cookies in 2022, but I'm also a terrible baker, so be careful what you wish for.
Oh man. No, Hayden. Okay. So I did not worry about my layers panel in between, but I do have all of the things everywhere right now. I have everything in the assets, which is my current running layer. But let me quickly fix that. And then we're going to replicate this for the copy on the second half of the page.
Perfect.
All right, losing words. So as you can see, I just selected the blank lines and you see this little square that indicates the selected art. As you can see, if you hover over anything that you have selected in Illustrator, it shows you the information. So I'm going to click it and drag it out to my blank lines. And that's what I did. If I turn it off, I can't see the blank lines anymore. I don't know if it's visible. Is it visible on screen?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, just making sure. Okay, so now we have the blank lines on a separate line. Let's hide that. We have the illustrations here. Okay, let's log that as well. And then we have gingerbread cookies. Maybe I want to align it just a little bit like this. Okay, yeah. And maybe these should be like just a little bit here. Let me bring this here. Okay, awesome. And then we can actually make copies. Oh, this is not aligned. Did not realize that.
You're doing so many things. It's hard to align anything.
Thank you. You give me a lot of credit. But yeah, we have this layers panel now, and I'm just gonna move everything to different layers. Hashtag team name your layers. And let's bring this to type. I have this type layer right here. I'm gonna select this as well, bring it to type, and we have type in a different layer. Okay. And the graphics layer is actually going to have this guy right over here. I just want to call it graphics because it's like alphanumerics for me because it has like type and illustration as well.
Yes.
So I want to keep it separate. Right? It makes sense.
It makes
sense. Thanks. Love it. Okay. And then that's it. I guess let's just hide the assets and see. Oh, I missed this. Missed this guy. And let's just hide the assets. And now I see that I only have the things that are on the artboard, and that's what I want. And let's just make this a duplicate on the layer underneath. I mean, not the layer, but like the second half of the page. All right, let's make sure this thing is aligned. So I'm going to select everything and it looks aligned. And then this also should be aligned. So I get this here.
Yeah, Randall says, I always forget that way you move things to a different layer. It's so convenient.
Right?
Yes.
Love it. Yeah.
Mikhail says, hashtag team name your layers. We really do need jackets.
Oh, yeah.
That would be. Yes, Berkey, team name your layers up in here. Yeah. We need some merch.
Awesome.
Some merch for that.
Merch hype. I know if Jack Watson is in the chat, she is also a streamer and she made like amazing team name your layers stickers once on stream.
I love that.
And that was amazing. Loved it. All right. So I just replicated the thing that I had on top, and that's what we have. And I see that I have no trim line on this page. It's because it's just the back of the A4 size that you print. And I don't necessarily want trim lines there. You can choose to have it, but let's just try to make your workflow easier and not have it. Ideally, you should, but let's not have it for now. And then we have the background layer. Let me go ahead and lock everything else and have the background. And then I'm just going to quickly drag it out here. And as you can see, if you see closely, it's going outside the bounds of my artboard, which is essentially the bleed. Mm-hmm. And since I have trim marks in this case, but in case you're printing where everything is to the edge and you don't want your icons or your graphics to cut out, you should take care of the bleed, and it differs from the size of the print that you're using. So just a little tip there. All right, so looks like these are done. I mean,
they're beautiful. I know. So, how did you do that so quickly?
Yeah, I need water. 1 second. I have
Budival
more,
says,
you guys.
Budival says, hashtag team name your layers sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm sure Val must be saying that where the layers are already named, you know, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3.
They already have names.
They already have names. Okay, Umukon literally just said that. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so since we have this guy here, I'm going to show you how to export it. I'm glad we got this done because I want to show you how to export this as well into a PDF.
Yes.
So right now you can see that I did not make any outlines to the typefaces and the fonts that we're using, all the graphics. But if you're sending it to a commercial printer, make sure that everything is outlined. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to actually lock the background and this guy, but I'm going to select everything else. And I'm going to go to Object, Expand Appearance, because it's a mixture of the graphics and the type. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make sure to go to Type and create outlines as well. Now, this is not editable, so make sure to have a copy of these already again. But since this is only demonstration, I just wanted to show you how to do it. Once we have that, let me go here again, do the same thing, expand appearance. Let me go to type, go to, where are you? Create outlines. Oh, it's already outlined. Is it? Is it? Oh, it's not. Okay, so you go here just to make sure it is outlined. You can also right click it and check. Create outlines. This is also not outlined. Let's go ahead and make sure everything is outlined. This guy is all outlined. Okay, cool. So now that everything is outlined, it doesn't matter that the person who's printing your graphics, they don't need to have the font that you have enabled in your system locally or even on Adobe fonts. Let's say they're using an older version of Illustrator or they're not using Illustrator at all and it's just a PDF and you ask them to print, and sometimes it happens that the fonts are not available there. So it's a really pro tip that you should ideally be outlining everything, and that's what we do here. So now I'm going to go ahead and save it as a PDF. And I'm going to save it to my desktop real quick. I go here and save it as a PDF. We do that. I'm going to go ahead and click on save. And we have a bunch of things that pop up on our screen. I'm confused. What do I do now? So, well, by default, it gives you the Illustrator default, which is selected. But I want to have a high quality print, which is what I use. All of these other file types are very old that we used earlier. But for home printing and for the kind of graphics that we have here, let's select it high quality print. I'm not going to bother about the compression panel right now because I don't have any images in this place. So let's not talk about that and confuse you. But I do have marks and bleed. Let's talk about trim marks because that's where we'll cut the page. And so it's really important to check that. And let's just save as PDF. There's also a lot of other stuff that you can look into later on when you're exploring for yourself. But for now, let's just do the bare minimum. All right, so I saved the PDF and let me go browse through to my desktop and show you guys how it looks. So this is what we created right now. Let me zoom out a little and hey, voila, we have
beautiful
PDF right here. So as you can see, it exported the trim lines on the side as well. I'm going to click on edit PDF and try to add some text into it. If you're opening it in Acrobat, you can actually edit the PDF right over here. It's getting the fonts for me. And I'm going to click on add text and I can add whatever, 1 cup sugar, I guess. And then I can move it around anywhere I want. So I can basically type in my ingredients right over here. Or if you prefer doing like a handwritten font, find a handwritten fonts on Adobe fonts and do it. Or you can actually like use pen and paper if you want to go old school. I really love the organic feel of the handwritten font as well. So we do that. And yeah, so if you go back, so this is how you do it on the desktop, but you can also write it once you print it out. So once you print it out, make sure to cut these lines off and make sure to cut off this side and make sure to print front and back so that this guy prints on the back and then you can use it. All right.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then just to like give you a walkthrough of how you can actually edit the templates that I already have. Let me go over here real quick. So since I have these, I'm going to click on download just to show you what happens when I do that. I have this guy that opens up in my browser. Let me go ahead and browse it and find it in my Finder window really quick and show you how you can do it. So I'm going to go here and click on right click, open with Adobe Illustrator. And this is what happens. This is the file that you see in the template files that I've already provided. And you already have all of these layers that are logged. There is this you can hide because you don't want to print that on your recipe cards, right? I just wanted you to know that you can tag us.
Yes.
Let's hide that. And then we have other stuff as well. Don't mess with the trim lines. Please don't mess it up. Do not edit. And there's this fun little live text backup. Now you may ask, what is that? So you have type, which is basically all the text we have, like we did in the file that I just made, and also the graphics. So if you want to, let's say, edit something and you want to make it your own, you can unlock this guy and actually go in and double click and go into isolation mode and call it gingerbread, or I guess hot cocoa, for instance. But this is live text, which I've kept as backup for you guys to edit. But if you just want to like not name your recipes and just prefer having holiday bakes, you can just go ahead and print it straight away. So yeah, these are the fun ways that you can use the files. Again, I have 3 files. This is the A4 size that we have. And then this is the A5, which we just demonstrated. This is like for baking. This is for cocktails if you have any. And,
cute. I love the cocktail one.
Yeah. I went ahead and took the liberty of asking a couple of friends to actually go ahead and print it out and make my life easier.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So let me pull it up real quick and I can show you guys how it actually looks in real life.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, Randall says Adobe Fonts has some really cute handwritten fonts, which is true. So definitely check those out. And then Hayden says, pen and paper, faints and no control Z.
Who does that? Who does pen and paper anymore?
I mean, I actually love pen and paper.
I do honest. I do. But like if you go to Adobe Fonts, you can see brush pen and you have all of these fun little brush pens as well. Yeah,
they're so good.
Yeah, and there's cursive as well. Wow, I did not look at that. But there's cursive as well. You can choose like, I really like this. Pauline script. I'm going to activate that.
Yes, I love that. I love that you just activate it and then there it is in your Illustrator ready to go. No downloading, no installing. It's so nice.
Yeah, right. All right. So I have a bunch of images that I want to share with you guys.
Okay, great. Let's see.
So this is if you don't want to edit, if you're very new to Illustrator and you don't know how to edit it, or it's really hard for you to follow what I'm saying, which shouldn't be the case. But if that's the case, please shoot us a message. Yeah. But if that's the case and you just are short on time and you just want to print it and ready to go, you have this as an example. You can print the same thing and write all the directions.
Beautiful.
So that's one, and then there's more. There's a Christmas cocktail
gingerbread
well.
Martini. Whoa,
that's fun, right?
That's
I did not even look at
that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna make that.
Yeah, you can take a screenshot if you guys want. Yeah. This is from food.com. My friend Randall Casey helped me out with this. Thank you, Randall. Appreciate you a lot. And then we have the directions over here as well. And he said, enjoy, cute little enjoy as well.
Enjoy.
And I know Fergie's in the chat as well. Hey, Fergie. And we had Fergie make some really, this is like a different way to do it. So in this case, we used a handwritten font, went to Adobe Illustrator, did all the editing. She's revealing her secret chocolate mug cake recipe. I can vouch for it. It's great.
Wow.
And then these are some images from my friends that used it, and she's gonna actually give me a great idea that you can actually give it to your friends as recipes. Like, hey, I want you to have this as a special gift from me to you for Christmas.
How fun if you did this with a bunch of friends and then you all exchanged your recipes at like as your
that's
little
the dream.
Like a holiday party or something like that. You just had these printed out and you're like, write your recipe and then you all pass them around. That would be so fun.
And if you guys want to see it in person, this is what it looks like. I did a bunch of tests as well. We have these, which is the holiday bakes. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
This is the holiday bakes. This is the front and back. And let me go ahead and pull this up as well. We have this guy, which is Christmas cocktails, I guess.
Yes.
And that's the other one. Wait. Yeah. And then I went ahead and printed on A4 as well, which looks like this. This is it cut out, which is
Perfect.
what it looks like. And if I don't have it cut out, we have trim marks here as well, which essentially looks like this. I was doing a color test, and so I cut everything out. I mean,
Yeah.
these are all the colors, and these are the trim marks that I trimmed.
Perfect. Oh, I love it
Yeah.
so much. Everyone is so excited to see these. Hayden says, I love these printout shots. Yeah, it's really fun to see them in real life. I think you're designing so much online, to see something actually printed out that you can hold and use is super fun. Bruce is asking, what kind of paper did you use to print yours?
So this one is actually a cardstock. I would recommend using a cardstock. It is 300 GSM there.
Nice
but
and
the
sturdy.
ones that I did, yeah, nice and sturdy, and it's gonna last you for really long. And then this is like a normal, it's a 20 GSM, I think.
Yeah.
But it's a normal one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And this has kind of a sheen to it if you look closely. And that really helps. It may be a little hard to type, I guess, because of the paper quality that I have here, but you can obviously switch to like a more roughened surface.
Yes.
I wanted to actually see and test how it looks with like the reflections on the light with the illustrations, and so I chose this one.
Nice.
But obviously you can make it your own, you guys. Like, I love to see it. I would love to see if you guys can actually make some fun illustrations.
Yes.
And I guess that's pretty much it, I guess.
Yeah.
That does it.
If you guys customize these for yourselves, please tag Anika. It's Anika AGG, right, on Instagram.
Yeah.
So tag Anika and please use the hashtag Adobe Live Holidays. And to access these, you can go to bit.ly/Adobe Live Holidays. That's where you're going to get the assets that you can use to customize for yourself. And yeah, you can make your own illustrations. You can use the ones that Anika created and play around with them, and definitely want to see what you guys create. This is so fun. Yeah. Randall says I just used regular cardstock for mine and it turned out great.
Okay, awesome.
So,
yeah. You can also do a bunch of tests and like tweak the colors, but make sure to check that they're falling in a color gamut. And the way to do that is essentially, do I have any open layers here? Okay. So I can just make a color here and then go to my color over here. And then if it shows you this, let's bring it to something that's crazy. If you see this warning sign, it says out of gamut warning, and click to correct. It's going to change it to the color mode that you're at. And if you do this, it's corrected and you don't see any warnings here. You just click on that and click OK. And that's printable, and it should ideally be printing fine. But I would obviously recommend doing a bunch of test prints before you actually do whatever you want to do with them. And you can obviously go ahead and like, if your mom has recipe cards, you can go ahead and renew those recipe cards and make them more amazing.
Festive. Yes.
Yeah, more festive.
I love that. Thank you so much, Anika. Do we want to take a look at what else is going on today? You can pull up that schedule for a second if we have that.
Yeah. Let's do
there
it. I'm gonna go to Behance.
Yes, we have it up. Paco got it up for us. So if you can also rewatch all of the holiday streams. There were so many streams this week. So make sure that you watch the replays of those. Behance.net/live is where you can find all of those. So earlier you can rewatch. We had Anna McNaught do a holiday composite. The Hawk Rattles were on designing a photo card. That sounds so fun. I'm definitely going to rewatch that one. And then right after this, there's going to be making a vision board with Paul Tranny in InDesign. So you definitely want to stick around for that. Paul is super awesome. Yeah. That's going to be a really, really fun stream. So yeah, thank you all for being here. It was so fun to have you guys, and we're so happy that we got to celebrate the holidays with you guys. And definitely tag Anika and use that hashtag if you create these designs for yourself, and we will see you next time. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.